Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, RoboGamer1HD, and today we are going to be jumping into the brand new pre-alpha test for DeadDrop. This is snapshot number 5, and I gotta say, guys, this game is getting better and better each time. Like, you see the snapshots, and wow, before I overhyped a snapshot, not even a pre-alpha. Well, technically, it's all pre-alpha for all the snapshots. But regardless, I'm starting to see like there's flaws in certain areas and certain things, and I, of course, I'm no expert on a shooter, and you guys will definitely see that in the gameplays that I show. But when I played this, I'm like, oh, this is kind of interesting. It's got like some grounds to it, and to a degree, it's somewhat unique on its own way. So when we jump in, I'm going to show you guys my character, and I've shown you guys in the past that, of course, I'm a founder. There wasn't really much to go on previously, but in this game, you are unique. Every single character is unique, and or at least their face mask is. So to describe it better is, I guess you could say it's like NFTs, and I don't know if you want to call it an NFT or not, because they're still trying to dispute that. I think maybe I'm not 100% on how that goes or what their comments are on that, but I don't think they're saying that it's an NFT per se, but I'll let you guys go that for debate. Anyway, long story short, this is the main menu, basically, to a degree. Is you jump into the game with your character, and then you jump in, you play matches, basically, or at least with pre-alpha. So with this, I've set up a very easy class, basically, and I think that's the smart thing to do, especially if you don't want to, let's say, if you don't want to lose your weapons easily, kind of thing. I think maybe the damage outputs are a little over the top right now for certain weapons, but it doesn't make it completely unplayable for certain people that have very low tier weapons, basically. So like any, I guess, game with a tier system in it, you have green, you have blue, you have purple/pink, or whatever you want to call it, for like the rare, the legendary type of weapons. And in DeadDrop, it's similar. So you've got your green, your blue, and I assume, because I haven't seen a legendary weapon yet or obtained one, I assume there's got to be like this pink or purple weapon down the road, especially the ammo as well. And that goes with gear and various other cosmetics. Now, mind you, right now, this is a very low tier, like they say light, and I'm sure there's like a medium. I think there's, yeah, there we go, is like my headpiece, for example. It's a medium helmet. So if I click that right now, hold on, let's go back. I think I can drag and drop that on. There we go, and it changes my headpiece. So that's a medium tier armor, basically. So you can see you've got your weapon loadout, you've got your backpack, and I'm sure, like, I wish I could actually scroll and move my character around, because in some games, especially if you're featuring your character in the main menu, you want to be able to look at your character and see what they look like, see if, like, oh yeah, that's something that I want to put on my character for cosmetic wise. This game, of course, like many other games for your end game portion, is going to want to have some sort of end game. Do I want to get all legendary stuff on my character, make him look sweet and cool, unique to other players? And that's basically the goal of this game, is cosmetic is your end game. So you want to have a cool backpack on, like, who knows, like some kind of neon backpack, if that's a thing, or something, right? Like, this game is probably going to have a lot of that because of Dr. Disrespect and of course the various other ways of this game, the way it looks and the premise of it. Is you're probably going to have a lot of cyberpunk and very Neon City style approach to this game. And I'm sure the cosmetics will definitely reflect that as well. As you can see down in the bottom left hand corner, you can also have your car decked out in a skin and whatnot. It looks like it's going to be skin based because there's only one slot. It would be really cool to be able to see various different pieces, like the wheels and different things. The only reason why I think they're adding the car to be able to be decked out in different cosmetics is I think they're gonna have an opening cutscene. So when you first play the game, there's probably gonna be some kind of opening cutscene. So when you jump into the game into a match, you see you driving in your car, get out of your car, and you approach the tower or whatever the stage is that they have down the road. I assume maybe down the road they'll probably have you cycling through the different maps. Now, I'm just making assumptions at this point, but I can only assume based on what they have so far in the main menu. And it looks interesting so far to me. Like, I do like the way the UI is laid out. It feels good, even in a pre-alpha sense. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they present in the near future. Now, I'm not going to go over the top like I did in my first DeadDrop video. Now, mind you, I've skipped some of the snapshots because I've been very heavily playing other games. But at the same time, being a founder, I should probably keep up on it, because then I can share my input and be able to share my thoughts on what I think DeadDrop should become. So hopefully they're getting good feedback. So far, it looks okay to me, and I don't see anything particularly wrong with it. I did have some issues, as you'll see in the gameplays, that I was having issues with the sensitivities, and of course the controller sensitivity specifically. I didn't really enjoy the controller sensitivity, especially compared to a mouse and keyboard. It just felt very clunky. And also, I'm not sure if this is a thing or not, but I would like to be able to easily just, instead of locking in my controller, now this may be other people, but I like to be able to not have my weapon locked in sights, and then I have to tab it out. I hate having to do that. I wish there was an option where I could just click the weapon and then it releases the insights, kind of, I guess, like any basic shooter, to be able to do that, because I hate being able to, like, you aim in your sights, you should be able to let go of your sights easily on the controller. So I'm using a PS5 controller just for reference. Nothing fancy, nothing modded about the controller at all, but it would be nice if something like that was a little bit more intuitive, where you could have the options in your main menu while you're scrolling through things to be able to set up that setting. Now, maybe I didn't go through the settings heavy enough. I could go through it right now, maybe. Just looking at this, like, oh, there's toggle ADS. Here I am complaining about something that's already in the game. All right, so then I guess I'll keep playing matches. But there's certain things like that I haven't probably fully checked out. This is just me giving my feedback, and as I play it more down the road, then I will be able to share my opinion even further. But this is just my quick feedback. I just played it for like a few seconds, and it's interesting. There's throughout the gameplays, you'll be able to go through, and there's an extraction point. Actually, there's multiple extraction points. There's like some kind of like, oh, it's really weird to say. It's almost like a, how do you say it? A radioactive door of sorts, or like a keypad door that you can find throughout the map. And I don't know if that door keeps changing to different locations or not, but in the game, you can have two different extraction points as far as I'm aware. There's a helicopter and there's a door to be able to get out of the tower. So say you get the weapons that you want, you'll see very quickly how quickly matches can happen and how quickly you can get out of the map, in and out of the game within like 4 minutes. You come home from work, you play a quick match, you're in and out in seconds, or minutes I should say. And the match doesn't have to last long either. So for example, I've got a weapon, like I started out with a freeze weapon, for example, and I lost that weapon, unfortunately. It was like a unique weapon to my character, and I lost it already in this match. So that reflects onto my character, and that weapon is now gone for good because somebody else has it on their account. Whereas I took another weapon from somebody else, and it's also a blue tier weapon. So I started out with a blue tier weapon, then I gained back a blue tier weapon while playing the game. I extracted myself, I hanged out. So what was really interesting, and you'll see during the gameplays, is that I hanged out near a door, and I was just waiting, and because I clicked the door and I activated it, but it made off a really loud sound. So much so that a lot of people could hear it. Now, one thing I really did enjoy was the sound for hearing the footsteps. You could basically hear footsteps for a very big distance, which was crazy. So footsteps and of course the sound in the game is key to knowing where your opponents are, whether above you, below you, and I'm sure headsets will play a big factor into this for being able to play the game as well. So but what I did pick up was this interesting, so I'll do shift click, and this barrel I did get off of a pickup in the game. So like it was just laying around kind of thing. It was just a basic, and I'm sure this will have tiers as well, because if you look at the little one tick, there's a tier on it. So I assume that there's different tiers of accessories for your weapons as well, and you can add these accessories to basically any weapon, I assume. But so far so good. Like you click this, oh, I'm sure it takes it off the Amazon and then the stock, and then you've got your barrel here. So there's various different ways to go about this, and you can check out your weapon. You can add these to your weapon kind of thing, simply by so for the barrel, if it's in your stock or your stash, you can just drag and drop it on a weapon and you're good. So look at this weapon. It's the exact same weapon. There is literally nothing on it, and it's just the base of the base weapon, but I have two different weapons of that. So if I wanted to save like my best weapons, I could throw this on my main and not worry about losing that weapon, because I could care less, right? Because I've got the weapon that I'm speccing out in my stash, and as I pick up more gear and accessories, the smart way to go about it is to have two different versions of that weapon and start speccing it out, start throwing it into your stash, and then speccing out, and then you can start to spec out the weapon you don't care about. Now, I'm not sure if like after the pre-alpha, if any of this is going to translate over to the official game, but for founders at least, you can just play the pre-alpha, and for those that want to buy into the pre-alpha, they can. But long story short, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this like quick breakdown of DeadDrop Snapshot 5. So I hope you guys all enjoyed, and if I share more in the future, let me know, guys. Like, what do you guys think about DeadDrop? Is it a game you guys are gonna pick up? Is it a game you guys are wanting to play down the road, or see from me further? All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next snapshot for DeadDrop.